I would say that it is about people who are facing an incredibly challenging situation. It's not what you think it is. It's a real thriller. It's quite horrifying at times, but it's a fantastic series. I'm immensely proud of it. Oh, just to go on the ride. I mean, it's entertainment first and last. Filming in Paris was an honour. It's a real honour to be there. It helped that we stayed there the whole time just to soak up the ambiance, etc. But yeah, it was wonderful.
I play Catherine Dior, which is Christian's younger sister. She was part of the French resistance during the Second World War and was captured and taken to camps in Germany. She survived there for 9 months and came home, and her relationship with Christian was so beautiful, and she kind of became one of the original muses for his brand. I feel so proud of this show, and I'm really pleased that it's finally coming out. I think that audiences are going to really learn a lot about these characters or names that they already, very familiar with, but it's kind of a story that maybe hasn't been told before, and I feel so lucky to be a part of it.
Lucien Lelong was a French gentleman who had his own design house, Maison Lelong, and he was also the head of the French haute couture syndicale, most especially during the years of the occupation, and a number of really great designers passed through the house of Lelong: Christian Dior, Balenciaga, Balmain, Givenchy, Pierre Cardin, many. And he was, I think, not a designer of much talent, but a great recognizer and cultivator of talent. I'm excited for people to see Ben's work, which I've always thought was wonderful. And I think he's such a unique actor and brings a lot of qualities that a lot of male actors either don't have or wouldn't dream of doing.
Oh my gosh, where to begin? I think it's really groundbreaking. I don't know there's been a series like it yet about the story behind two of the greatest couture houses in the world. At a very crucial time between the two world wars. And I learned so much doing it. Now I have a totally different perspective on couture, and I think the stories they're riveting. And I was very, very honored to be a part of it, a little part of it, but I'm so excited for people to see it. Just to see the world that they've never seen before, and the stories that they've never heard before, and what's behind the creation, and what's behind Miss Dior, the perfume. It's just really, it's human. It's about things that shaped our world. Of course, between the two world wars. And I just think it's really extraordinary, and the fact that it was pulled off, amazing.
My character is like sort of this half English, half German spy guy who's like commissioned by the Nazis to sort of, infiltrate important people in Paris. I'm not sure it's been put to film before, has it? I mean, so the whole thing of what happened in Paris with those fashion houses and what happened during the war, and how she was not able to work because half her business was owned by Jews, and they left for good reasons. And then that left her in a limbo, and then he's starting to do his thing, and they all try to survive. We did shoot on locations, and it is a pretty city, isn't it? It's got massive and amazing buildings, and we shot in so many different and wonderful places.
It's a roller coaster of emotions, full of contradictions, had a traumatic childhood, and events that really shaped her survivor force. And I learned with her every day a new thing. So it was never the same. It was always changing. Every day was a new things to achieve, a new mountain to climb. I'd never been in a TV show, so I didn't know what it felt like to be 7 months, on the horse, like riding. I'm eager to see the confrontation, even though we didn't have a lot of scenes together, because they have contrasted lives, and Dior is coming from a wealthy family, and Chanel comes from a very poor family. So it's interesting how they evolve, how they develop their being through that need of creating, need of meeting with artists, need of, being designer the best they could.
Music that we remade these classic wartime songs that at the time were very peppy and sort of like hiding the true meaning. So it was very interesting to take modern artists and recreate them, and I don't know, bring in a lot more sadness to the joy. The music to me is so elegant, and the arrangements are so elegant, and I think there's a big connection there with the show and the fashion in the show, and like the really ornate arrangements in the music. I think the music almost, not literally, but sounds very expensive. There's so much going on, and so that's the thread between those two, pun intended, there. But for me, a lot of the music, less so about the fashion. Also, I really wanted to capture the real dissonance of the time and the invasion, and how these wartime songs were like both telling the truth and propaganda all at once.
I think it's the time period, and it's both the terror of it and the excitement of coming out of it that really creates an unusual experience.
It was an experience unlike I've ever had, working in Paris, working with this crew, the actors, and then telling the story of Christian Dior and Coco Chanel, and this time period of post-war creativity coming through the Nazi occupation of Paris, and really a life-changing 7-year-long journey to get here. To really understand the stories of these people whose names have been around us all of our lives, Dior, Chanel, Balenciaga, Balmain, Givenchy, to realize that these are fully lived people, their lives, and they came through extraordinary times.
Yeah, I think to recognize the power that they're still around, and they're still, if anything, more a part of everybody's lives than ever before. It goes to the power of the scripts that he wrote and supervised, and when you have great actors like this, so much more is possible.
It was an experience, again, unlike anything, because they really supported us in filming in Paris, which was extremely crucial to the series itself, and then all throughout, combining with music, Apple Music, and Jack Antonoff, and all the artists that he brought to the soundtrack. Because it's Apple TV, because of the reach of Apple, we were able to create what we hope is a very entertaining, transportive experience for an audience to see the new look.